A policy that impacts thousands of Liberians is set to expire at the end of the month. Liberians in Brooklyn Park hope to delay a deportation order. Eric Nelson joins us now with more. Eric?
Yes, Shannon. On Sunday at Brooklyn Park City Hall, a group of Minnesota politicians asked President Donald Trump to reinstate the Deferred Enforced Departure Program, or DED. It allows Liberian refugees to work and live in this country, some of whom have been in the northwest suburbs for a couple of decades. They made a plea to the president to do the right thing.
The great icon of our country is the Statue of Liberty, welcoming people, welcoming those who have been persecuted overseas. And that's what we have done. That's what we've got to keep doing. And that's what we're here today to do. I'm so honored to be a part of this extraordinary community and family. I invite everybody else to do exactly the same thing. We are working every day, and we've got 2.5 weeks.
Brooklyn Park has the largest Liberian population in the U.S. Congressman Dean Phillips, Senator Tina Smith, and some members of the Brooklyn Park City Council showed up to voice support for a DED resolution. If DED expires, some families will be split up, some will have to sell their houses, and some will have to close businesses. Many are caregivers, educators, politicians, and students. Not knowing their status creates a lot of stress, especially for Eloise Hill, whose mom could be affected.
It's crazy anxiety. I try not to think about it, but hearing her speak today, it's hard to put it at the back of your mind like you do every day. You try to just go through your day, living life, but when it's coming so down to the wire, and when there's no word about what's going on, it's really anxiety-inducing.
President Trump terminated DED last year, believing Liberia had stabilized. However, the speakers on Sunday say there's a better solution, such as allowing Liberians a pathway to becoming U.S. citizens. Shannon?
All right, thank you, Eric. The Brooklyn Park Fire Department says residents jumped out of second-story apartments to escape a fire on Sunday night. The Brooklyn Park Fire Department is still investigating why a fire started before midnight Sunday night at the Huntington Place apartments. The fire displaced 2 families and caused extensive smoke damage. The fire department said one pet died in the fire. The rest of the apartment building did get returned to their units. In New Hope, a proposal to expand the use of the Cooper High School athletic field to more outside groups is raising concerns. The Robbinsdale School District proposes to eliminate restrictions on who can use the field. The proposal would also allow more use of the PA system and stadium lights. Many residents who spoke at a recent Planning Commission meeting believe that could create future problems. Some say restrictions already in place on the PA system are consistently broken.
Before the game and during the intermission, crank that music up. So here I am in my home with a nice 3-season porch on the back, trying to spend a relaxing Saturday afternoon, and it's constant pounding sound.
They are asking for a potential to use the PA system 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. year-round with unlimited use. And it is not okay for them to stand up here and convince everybody that it will only be a few events a year when that's not what they're asking for.
The proposal ended up getting tabled. Look for it to come up again before the Planning Commission next month. It's a line of work where workers are in demand. Many construction trades face the challenge of finding workers. As Corey Bork reports in this week's Business Matters, a trades expo aims to hammer home a point with students.
At Cooper High School,
you can try any of these out.
Rachel Weiner.
There you go. Awesome.
Helps students peer into the future.
So what are you thinking about doing for a career?
For Weiner, it was her family who inspired her to try carpentry.
When I was older, like a teenager, I knew I wanted to do something to get my hands dirty. Didn't really want to be sitting in an office at all.
She's now an apprentice pursuing a career that she feels more women should consider.
Unfortunately, there's not enough women in my opinion here. But the men treat you really good. If you struggle with something, they're there to help you, lift you right up.
Weiner is an outlier in a field that not only needs more female workers, but workers, period.
All crafts that are here today are struggling to find young people to take on this industry.
Carpentry trade reps say construction isn't easy work, but it also can be fulfilling.
It's created a lifestyle for my family it goes beyond words right now. The pension that I've established for myself over the past 25 years is huge. I've had health care for my family, been able to send my 3 children through college.
For carpenters, pay starts out at $18 an hour. That adds up to $30,000 in year 1. Plus, there's health care and retirement benefits. The other perk, no college debt.
We're allowing young people today to come and get quality education at no cost. We're teaching them to be young professionals on a job site.
For Rachel Weiner,
I really love what I do right now.
her experience has been so far so good.
I feel like this is a career I could carry out for quite a long time until I decide to retire.
For Business Matters, Corey Bork,
That's impressive.
CCX News.
You know, I see.
Not all trades are created equal. For electricians we spoke with, it's not a shortage of workers that's the problem. It's an experience shortage due to the retiring baby boomers. They also tell us that demand for electricians will only grow as the state converts its electrical grid to solar energy. And there was plenty of solar energy this weekend as the sun's rays filled the sky. You can see these and all of our stories on our website, ccxmedia.org.
Saturday's bad weather forced the Section 8 4A boys basketball semifinals to be moved from that day in St. Cloud to Friday night in Monticello. Maple Grove was the top seed in that section, and they met St. Michael-Albertville in one semifinal. Nate Adams takes the handoff, drives, and it's a floater in the lane to make it 11-6 Crimson. Then Kyle Dreyer hits a big three-pointer. It's part of a 10-0 scoring run for MG to put them up 19-6. Ryan McGinnis misses his baseline jumper but fouls his shot and converts for 2 more points. Maple Grove's lead grows to 19 at 32-13. Dreyer with a nice move to get to the baseline. He takes it hard to the basket and scores. The Crimson up going into halftime. And they hold that lead in the second half. Adams with a steal. And then a great pass to the trailer, Jared Rainey, for the layup and foul. Rainey scores 15 points in the game. Adams drains a catch-and-shoot three-pointer as Maple Grove goes on to win 65-48 to return to the section final. The Crimson face Buffalo in a rematch of last year's Section 8 championship. Tip-off 7 o'clock Thursday at St. Michael-Albertville High School. The final is set in Section 6 4A. One of the semifinals matched up Armstrong and Wayzata with the section final berth on the line. Keaton Heidi steps away from the defenders, nails a three here for the Trojans. Devin Fry answers at the other end with a three for the Falcons as these teams go back and forth in the first half. Jake Breitbach hits from long distance, giving Armstrong a 1-point lead. Heidi hits another long ball late in the first half, and the Trojans lead 33-31 at the break. Wayzata sophomore Cody Williams hits a three from the corner as the Trojans start the second half on an 8-0 run. Jacob Benega hits the jump shot and is fouled. He scores 17 points in the game. And then Luke Paulson will get a steal at midcourt and goes in for the hoop on his way to a 20-point night. As Wayzata pulls away in the second half, they win 86-258. In the first semifinal in Section 6, it's top seed Hopkins facing St. Louis Park. Keyshawn Howard drives, dishes to Paris Johnson Jr. for the jumper. Park plays well early. A nice crossover dribble for Andy Stafford. He scores on a tough reverse layup for the Royals. St. Louis Park surges into the lead. Howard's bounce pass to Anthony Odens results in a layup. Dane Zimmer gets a block for the Royals, and Raekwon Valentin sends it ahead to Zeke Najee for the layup and foul. Hopkins, close in the first half, pulls away in the second half. Najee scores 46 points in this game. Hopkins wins this one 82-59 is the final. For a third straight season, Wayzata and Hopkins will play for the Section 6 title. The championship game is Wednesday night at 7 o'clock at Osseo High School. In girls basketball, Heritage Christian Academy punched their ticket to state over the weekend. Coach Lori Krellin's team facing Christ's Household of Faith for the Section 4A title. The Eagles lead right from the start. Haley Scott hits the mid-range jumper. Heritage is up 8-0. The Lions' Amari Pipcorn hits a three to get CHOF back to within 5 points. She scored 16 points in the game. The Eagles' Kirsten Robbins opened the lane for this pass from Scott. She scores and makes it 28-19 Heritage. Scott ends the first half with this long three-pointer that beat the buzzer. That puts Heritage up 39-25 at the break. Second half, it's Robbins forcing a turnover and taking it back all the way for a layup. She scores 20 points in the game, and the lead is 18. CHOF tries to come back. Ari Gertis with 2 of her 18 points here. The Lions get as close as 9. But Scott will seal the game with a late bucket and foul. Heritage Christian Academy repeats as Section 4A champions, winning 60-47. They'll face Ada Borup in the Class A quarterfinals Thursday at 1 o'clock at Maturi Pavilion. That's all for sports. More news in a moment.